Hey guys, welcome to our event today.
Hello, nice to see all of you.
We have quite a few people joining. We're gonna give it another minute or two until everyone is on board. And as you join, you could probably share where you're joining from because we're quite interested in that, where we have our participants, which parts of the world. Okay, India. We have India number one. That's great. I hear that it's almost summer in India these days.
Yeah, way more people.
And Vienna. Okay, hi to Vienna.
Hello. Okay, maybe I should also break the ice. I'm located in Portugal. Oh, Barcelona.
That's amazing place. Yeah, actually, both of us, Hannah and I, are in Portugal, this amazing warm country.
Yeah,
Uh,
very sunny. It's been lately cold, but still the sun is shining, so everything by default is very nice.
Definitely, I love it here. So I think we have still some people connecting. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, I think we can pretty much start, because it's the timings here, we have limited time. Okay. So, welcome guys. And today we have a special guest joining us at our quality event, and I'm happy to introduce Hannah Stichenko, the SEO management team at PandaDoc. And I've known Hannah for quite some time, and I'm thrilled to follow their success at PandaDoc. Hannah, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Well, Ola, Olga, thank you so much for inviting, first of all. It's very pleasant to participate also at this webinar, because yes, it's also for me a great way to see how you guys grow since we've been working in the past. So yes, I'm feeling great, excited also to meet all of the participants and to hear their thoughts, their questions, and how their SEO is doing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Our team at Quality are as well, we're loyal PandaDoc users. So if you guys haven't tried PandaDoc, you definitely should. It's an amazing tool. And yeah, we used to work with PandaDoc on their content marketing efforts as well. So we have guys here today, and I believe you guys are looking for some SEO growth knowledge. And probably you're going to have a lot of questions today. So as you listen to Hannah today, please get your questions ready for our Q&A session, because at the end, we should be having plenty of time for that. So before we get, into like our chat, as a short intro, can you maybe tell us more about PandaDoc and your role in the company and in the marketing team?
So if we speak about PandaDoc, first of all, this is a SaaS solution. But if we get into the details, PandaDoc is all about automating your documents. It's all about streamlining document workflow, making it easier like for you and your business, basically to create everything.
చిన్న మీటింగ్ లో స్టార్ట్ అవుతాను.
Yeah.
Could you guys please mute yourself because you are interrupting? Thank you.
It's okay.
Sorry, Hannah.
Oh yeah, it's no problem. And well, yes, as I was saying, PandaDoc actually is also about automate documentation, about creating, sending, e-signing your proposals, quotes, all of the contracts. Our main goal is actually to automate all the document automation, to automate all the documentation. Sorry. And my role in marketing team is about developing a content strategy and making sure that it is connected with SEO.
Great. How would you describe your approach to SaaS content marketing? And generally, do you think that SaaS brands should be focusing on SEO and content these days overall?
I think in general, SaaS content marketing is, is like it's like navigating a constantly evolving landscape. And if we consider the whole approach to SaaS content marketing, I'm seeing this as a complex structure that requires knowledge in different elements and understanding your target audience, right? Always identifying keywords, satisfying the search intent behind every keyword. Also, very important, especially in all of the startups, aligning that all to your product strategy and to your company's objectives, as well as understanding all the funnel stages, types of content. I mean, all these things that you are aware more likely yourself, but the combination of all of them, that all creates SaaS content marketing for me. And if we consider as for the second part, if this is important these days, if it's still a trend, then I think yes, it is. It's like a foundation for your business. So content and SEO has always been there. It depends on how it evolves and changes over time, and I think it's like just coming more and more and bigger and more complex.
So yeah, you heard it, guys. Content is still the king. So never stop doing content, I guess, for now, not for sure. And tell us about the content production setup in PandaDoc. Like, what's the process? How many content pieces are you working on generally on a monthly basis? Just diving in a little bit into your processes is going to be quite interesting for us.
Sure. So I think that the whole content production at PandaDoc is also a bit complex. So like a complex solution. We love systems. So
yeah, I noticed that. You have many roles, on LinkedIn. It's like SEO this, SEO that, senior and so many marketing roles you have.
That's very true. We try to expand and grow, and that's a good actually thing. So if we take a look at the whole content production at PandaDoc, we start everything with developing a roadmap. It just gives us a bit clear perspective on what are the plannings for quarter 2, for the quarter 3, even if it's not perfectly set. At least you know what to expect up front. Then it all comes, of course, to the content strategy, to doing the keyword research, and of course, everything with the content calendar. I can actually share a screen of how it looks on our content calendar, because I think most of the people would find it actually interesting how it looks in the bigger systems. So,
oh, absolutely. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for preparing this.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Slideshow. Okay. So if we take a look at the content calendar, I think this is like our main platform of just taking a look of everything working and developing. This is just a part of it. There are definitely way more tasks than these ones, but I've identified here like the main tabs that we have. So main projects, let's say, would be blog, and another separate project is Ask. Then everything would go for different quarters. It doesn't mean that it should be like making you feel like everything is on fire, but it helps you understand what would be the priorities next quarter or next month,
right?
And of course, just I think like most people have like SNEs, priorities, due dates, task status, if it's a design, publishing, category, month, and so that how it looks.
Okay, so basically you're planning your content 1 year in advance. Is that it?
Not really. We do plan our content, I think, 3-4 months in advance, and we have the keyword research for that. In case, I don't know, someone's going on vacation, someone got sick, changes in the structure.
course.
So it just helps us to have a backlog and make sure that the whole process is not on hold. So I would say 6 months would be the best option for us.
Right. And like if we're talking on a monthly basis, like how many content pieces would that normally be?
We used to publish around 50 pieces a month. Right now, we are actually changing the strategy, and just because we had this massive backlog,
Yeah.
we want, like, we are aiming right now to producing 15 pieces, and having like more impact on some heavy content pieces like case studies, trying some webinars, building more, trying to build more like a viral content, because PandaDoc is already at a stage when we want to connect our content more to the sales funnel.
Okay, that is interesting. And which CRM are you using for that? You know, this screenshot is from where?
ClickUp. We do use ClickUp.
Okay, that's ClickUp. How does it work for you in terms of content planning?
Great. Everything is starting at Excel. I think I'm a bit old school in that, because that's just like a draft document for everything, and then we just move everything to the board. It might be a bit challenging, I think, like with any CMS at the beginning when you're learning this, you have more questions than answers. But once you set, you have the onboarding. It's actually pretty decent, more automated.
I see. Okay. So before we start speaking about, you know, PandaDoc success, can we speak a little bit about PandaDoc fail? Well, not PandaDoc entirely, but you know, maybe something in the marketing department. Maybe you can share something that didn't really work out for PandaDoc. Maybe it was some kind of marketing experiment or the strategy that you've tried that didn't really prove itself. Any failure you can share with us?
Yeah. So I think this failure is not precisely about the metrics, but more about the managing resources. This is just to warm up a bit of the heat before I say. I think we overestimated a little bit one ranking factor that everyone was so talking about, the EAT part.
Okay.
We were like strong believers in the understanding that, hey, if we're gonna promote our authors and build strong personas around them, and then let's say publish any blog article under their name, then it by default will bring us incredible results. So of course with other factors, but we strongly believed in this, and we were building all the reviewers and schemas and trying our authors also to participate on other platforms and publish some articles outside of PandaDoc so that it will bring more trustworthiness. But I think we actually spent more amount of time of it, so much time of it and all the resources that we could actually focus on something else. So that, of course, led into time and resources, energy resources, but I think we also estimated a bit with the budget. And we still do this, but we low prioritized it.
Okay, so you're saying it worked, but it didn't work as much as you've expected it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's still a thing. It's just that it doesn't have to be like the center of your attention.
Yes, I think yes, Olga, I think that's actually the right way to say it. So we just overvalued this factor. It's still, again, the thing, but not in the way that we saw it as like would be a very strong factor for improving your rankings.
Right. Okay. So, you know, the promise of our event today, you know, the title that we have is around, you know, TOFU, MOFU, BOFU content. And for those, in case, you know, you guys don't know, I'm sure you do, but just in case, it's, you know, top of the funnel, mid of the funnel, bottom of the funnel content. So how do you incorporate this into your strategy? Can you tell us more?
So if we review TOFU, MOFU, BOFU, or as you said it correctly, that's funnel stages. That's very important to say, because some people tend to confuse the definitions and define it as a strategy. So I think it's very important here for understanding that this is the type of content that is a part of the content strategy. So speaking of the favorite TOFU, MOFU, BOFU, for us, everything starts at the stage of keyword research. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that despite just finding the right keyword research, the right keywords that you want to rank, and keywords that you're already ranking. And it's very important to search intent behind them. Since we love breaking down all the information, this TOFU, MOFU, BOFU helps us connect with the keywords that we're using. So let's say at PandaDoc, we have the keyword research map. I'm also going to show a slide so that it's also brings more visibility on things that are happening. And there are three main points that work for us while we're identifying the whether it's MOFU, TOFU, or BOFU. These are persona, customer journey stage, and primary CTA. So let me explain maybe a bit more detailed why they all matter for us. So the persona part, this has been developed by our product marketing team. They've done an extensive research just to give us all the idea on whom we're trying to target. We even found the names for them. So the persona for us would include, let's say, industries, locations, jobs to be done, challenges, even the storyline, the value proposition, the competitors, and even all the risks why we wouldn't overcompete some of our competitors. So this information helps us to understand whom we're talking to through the content and connect it also to the keyword. Then the customer journey stage goes hand in hand with the sales funnel stages. So let's say we have certain stages like discover, learn, try, buy, and adopt. Obviously, people at the discover stage, they are still trying to get a grasp a bit of information, what your product is about, and that all can be devoted to the top of the funnel. And then let's say learn and try. This is more about people trying to learn something, to get some guidelines, like, more in-depth overview, whether it's a how-to article or more like a transactional keyword, let's say best competitors of your company. And then there is a point of try and adopt. That's super advanced for us, something that we're trying to learn yet, but we still put it. And that's already at the bottom of the funnel when there is actually the person who is ready to buy. That can be for us, let's say, product tour pages, pricing pages, like onboarding services pages, so stuff like that. And primary CTA, obviously, to guide us through this TOFU, MOFU, and BOFU, whether it's a demo or a trial, which is the case for PandaDoc. So main criteria, just like standing behind the search intent behind the keywords that we're looking for, and that in the end helps us to build all the TOFU, MOFU, BOFU pieces.
I mean, that is very interesting. And I also see that, you know, pillar page and cluster page.
Oh, yeah.
And then there is also MRR, which I'm not really sure what is. Okay, the best coaching software tools.
Yeah.
So whenever you guys have like, you know, the listicles, the software, the tools kind of keywords, it seems like there's an MRR category for that, like a type.
Yeah.
And the others are like topic and pillar, the cluster and pillar pages. I mean, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about this, you know, pillar cluster type that you know you're writing about, because I know that's also a big thing in the strategy.
Yeah, it is. Pillar page and topic cluster, MRR, that more likely people are also interested. What is this? This is our internal abbreviation for the pages that bring potentially most of the revenue. So we just try to identify them for ourselves a bit separately to have hey, this pages actually makes so much sense for us. And
Yeah, I like it.
yeah, but you know, with a star for advanced people, advanced users. So yeah, but about the pillar page and topic cluster, we also devote much time, and we actually try to spend a decent amount on caring about each article. So long story short, pillar page and topic cluster. At PandaDoc, we love pillar page and topic cluster strategy. I think most of the marketers are familiar with those terms. But
for LinkedIn, 916 is poor. वो black borders दे देती है.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, guys, please make sure that you're muted, because this is really disturbing when someone's interrupting.
I thought there was a question. So pillar pages are more generalized, more comprehensive pages, and topic clusters, they are going in a more in-depth, they are more related to the specific terms. If we take a look at the whole pillar strategy, we can say that this is the method of the way you organize your pages. I also have a slide for this, just to give a little bit of a visual example of how that works. So let's say your pillar pages are the ones marked in the green circles. So you see that they are more like hubs. And the topic clusters are the ones in square purple. So this is more around some specific terms, more topically related and interlinked between each other. At PandaDoc, we do that as well.
Okay, this is interesting. And maybe you can walk us through the steps that you have taken to revamp PandaDoc content. I know that in 2022, 2023, you've been updating content, you know, tweaking the existing pieces. What exact steps have you taken to do that? And I know you've gotten some great results, which we will discuss shortly, but let's discuss the steps. Where have you started? What have you done? Which steps have you taken? We are very, very curious.
Sure. So one we already covered, the keyword research mapping. That's the most essential part. The other one is the pillar pages. So we identified all the possible keywords for the hubs. This is just also an example of how it looked for one of our clusters. That was our contracts solution. So anything related contract, how to negotiate a contract, how to create a contract, how to write a contract. We separated them also in different hubs and identified the potential topic clusters to them. Undoubtedly, this is not all the pages that we have, but at least it gives a bit of a understanding how it was set or and still most of the stuff we keep on Excel because there are so many pages you need to keep an eye on both.
So every sorry. Just a quick question. Every article here is every article that you write on PandaDoc is basically a part of a pillar cluster strategy, right? So it's either pillar or cluster. There's no like, okay, this is pillar cluster and this is just standalone article.
Yeah,
orphan article.
Obviously, this pillar strategy doesn't work in a perfect way for all the clusters. I would be a liar if I said that it's perfectly linked with everything. No, it's not true. It's a constant work, and but we have it like as a North Star to do that.
Yeah.
Work on all the contracts. On all the pillar pages. To make sure that there is a definite structure in all of that.
Right. And just to clarify, in terms of internal linking, so usually, the way they are linked is like, pillar links to cluster, cluster links back to pillar. But then I think it gets a lot of people confused because it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot link clusters between each other. I mean, you can totally do that, right? You do that whenever it's relevant. Is that the way you're doing at PandaDoc?
Yeah, 100%. We also follow the approach of where it's relevant. So the major focus obviously would be on the internal linking between the relevant clusters and making sure that this hub is actually this heavy piece that leads to all the other topic clusters. But if there is a possibility of some other topic that is outside of the class, then 100% we do this. That's the goal, to create an organic journey so that the person is actually interested in learning more.
Yeah, exactly. I also like to call it like this ecosystem, the blog ecosystem where every article is like interconnected, like a net of articles that you have on the blog. So these are, okay, that's pretty much the next step, right? The pillar cluster. And what is there anything else, any other steps that you would like to share? So that, the keyword mapping, the personas, the pillar cluster structure.
And another very important moment, I think, especially for SaaS, is to have the product-led growth concept in mind for your content. So very shortly, it's all about weaving your product naturally into the copy, even informational search. That's the concept that an approach we follow at PandaDoc. Basically, it's all about showing your relation to this to the search that people are typing in the Google Graph. So let me maybe share also one of the examples. So let's say we the copy. This one is sort of like a short summary of one of the content pieces that we had, also in around contracts. So at the beginning of the article, we would always try to provide some product analytics that we actually have a relation to what we're talking about. So and that also adds the value to the reader. So either that can be things that you've worked on, how it impacted the businesses, your clients, etc. For us, that has been the number of contracts that have been sent through PandaDoc, or average time to close a deal. So anything that would show your trustworthiness. Then we start with like describing the pain points the users might experience. That I think that one is all about showing that you understand what you're talking about as well. And we also try to elaborate on different specifications and the way our product helps, so that it naturally replies to all the pain points that have been mentioned earlier. And we also just tell people how exactly everything works. So instead of generalizing some information, hey, try PandaDoc, we explain how the product actually works and trying to make it so detailed that the person has the real expectation of what is there to come. That's very short.
So where it's possible to pretty much incorporate PandaDoc, you do it, right, into an article.
Yeah, we try.
That is great. And one other question that I wanted to ask you. So, AI is all the rage these days, right? And 2023, everyone's like, hey, like we no longer need your services. We're going to do it with AI. And 2024 is like, oh, okay, I guess, we got penalized, so we're returning back. So that's the story that we're seeing. What are you seeing and how are you using AI these days? Do you use it at all? Do you use it less, more compared to 2023? What is your relationship with AI?
So when the hype started, we were also like, yeah, let's do that. It's gonna help us so much. We tried, I think, as most people, different products, ChatGPT. They really help at a certain point, but after some time, and actually a very short time, we realized that that's not what we are looking for, because it requires more editing and more detailed instructions, and that wasn't what we were looking for. But we try to use another type of AI that helps you actually analyze your content piece. It is called Moonlight platform, or Moonlight, you pronounce it, Moonlight platform. So this
Moonlight.
is Moonlight, sorry. Then it's a Google ranking quality analyzer. So let's say you can paste the link that you want to check, any blog post, your landing page, doesn't really matter. And it summarizes all the findings about your page. The way, the editorial style, even analyzes all your images, if they are from the first resource, do they have the alt text, captions. They also provide some comments on things that can be improved. And myself, I find it very useful because if you also work long in certain industry and work and deal with a huge volume of content, at certain points you lose the track of what is good, what is not. So it helps you see what people actually are looking for. So I would advise to try this. I think it's still free. It might just be some limitations to the amount of pages you are using, but it's actually a pretty decent one with the.
I don't know if you see that, but I've shared one in the chat. I think that's the right one, moonlightplatform.com, I think it is. Yeah, I've shared it in the Zoom chat. I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah, it's the one.
Okay, yeah, you have. Okay, no worries. Right. Another question that I had is regarding prioritization, right? So whenever you are updating content at PandaDoc, how do you prioritize? Where do you focus first? Probably it's MRR, those MRR keywords that you are updating, or maybe you have some strategy behind it. Let us know.
How we're prioritizing. Lots of things depend on the rankings and on the metrics, of course. So obviously, always like high priority are the pages that bring most visitors, most page sessions and possibilities to actually close the deal. So that would be our high priority. The second one would be according to some product launches. So let's say we launch features and we need to support that launch. Then obviously it also will be one of the main priorities. The rest we try to prioritize according to the possible outcome of the page. That would be the logic behind it. Yeah.
And when you update an article, do you just expand it, like add some words to it, some paragraphs to it, or you completely rewrite it like from scratch?
It depends. If the page is ranking high, then we're just trying to see what can be improved, so we don't have like massive changes, because that can decrease the quality. See that the something is outdated, some products had rebranding, right? Then obviously we align with that, and so try to take a look at the content gap. That's a I think very old trick when you go to Ahrefs and you see the top 5 pages and you compare it to your page on the keywords that are missing. So you rely on those keywords. Maybe there can be like a frequently asked question added.
Yeah. And speaking of backlinks as another ranking factor, what is your take on building backlinks? And do you guys build backlinks to the newly published content, or do you prioritize it somehow, like to the domain? Any other strategies maybe?
So we have 2 great, amazing specialists who work on building all of the backlinks, Victoria and Dennis. So they are real SEOists with so much knowledge about it. So they do the massive amount of work on it. As far as I know, we try to build also the PR links. It's one of the main ways.
Sources.
The rest we try to get the organic ones by guest posts or some freelancers to help us with the links.
Okay, that's good to know. And we are getting to the most important point, I guess. What have been the results of your content efforts? After you've done all the changes, all this keyword mapping, personas, pillar cluster, internal linking, article updating. What kind of results have you received at the end?
So we have, let me show. Sorry. One of the main ones, this is the representation of the increase in sessions. So
that's nice.
It was taken after implementing the pillar strategy. So I think that's a very impressive result.
It is. Kudos.
So 232% increase in all the sessions. And if we take a look at the whole website, then we reached to around, sorry, forgot the number that I was also providing. I didn't include it in the...
That was, I think, 50 million sessions. The result that you've shared before, that was 50 million sessions. You were able to grow your traffic, your website traffic.
So the 50 million sessions were around the whole website that obviously directly impacted by the different SEO efforts, conversion rate.
Right.
This one I'm reviewing as a part of the pillar strategy, only for one cluster, only for contracts, to make it very detailed. So, and there are more solutions that PandaDoc than just creating contracts,
Mhm.
quotes, electronic signature proposals, etc.
And just to clarify, you didn't have this pillar cluster structure on the blog before, 2023. So you kind of like you come in, you make those changes, you add pillar cluster structure, and that's the result you get, right?
Yes, I think that's just a great representation that only in 1 year for one cluster, you can get that result. So I thought that was very important to show that it's based on actual metrics.
No, that is amazing. I think you guys have to, right after that call, dive into your pillar cluster website structure and make those changes happening. Wow. Okay. Now
And-
this is very inspiring.
And just to support it, that also impacted our. I will be very.
Your bottom line.
I will be very clear also in this statement that the development of the pillar stage also helped us to impact our sales funnel. So we had like 92% increase in closed won revenue. So in very simple terms, let's say anyone who would be reaching out to try PandaDoc, they would come from the pages around contracts, whether they wanted to negotiate the contracts and have everything in one document or sign a contract. So their main core solution was to automate their contract signing. And that's another important success metric.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's why we're doing it, right?
And
at
overall,
the end of the day.
Yeah, and just overall, the whole, of course, impressions, clicks, you see that they are just have been whoop, and that was that was a good year for
nice work. Nice work. Well, that is definitely impressive, Hannah, and thank you so much for sharing your processes and your little tips and hacks and secrets with us. And I do have a few questions from the chat, if I may. Okay, so Kevin is asking I love the reviewed by on some of your blog posts. How do you present both author and reviewed by? Do you understand what Kevin means here?
Yeah, so I love the reviewed by. So that's actually a very good question. Usually, people under the reviewed by are having more authority on at PandaDoc, so they're like editors viewing the page. For us, that would be the level of senior leadership VCs to review the previous pages that were published. And the other important moment is that when we are actually republishing the page, we're adding the reviewed by. So let's say the page has been published in 2020, 2021, and then it has, and we optimized it, we improved it, we changed it, then we would add the reviewed by.
Okay, thank you. There's another one, just designed TOFU, MOFU, BOFU for one of our clients today. Great job. That's
Nice.
lovely. Now, PR links, Dinesh from Recur Post is asking, PR links as in hiring a PR agency or through press releases? What do you mean by PR links, I guess Dinesh is asking?
Sorry, I think I wasn't also a bit clear with the way I shared information about linking. I think most of them were coming through press releases, and we had a dedicated PR manager before who was working on them.
Okay. And sorry, Kevin is specifying that he understands why it's regarding this first question, okay, regarding the reviewed by on the blog posts. I guess he's asking how, like my WordPress them has no reviewed by display. Is it some kind of extension like WordPress plugin that you're using for reviewed by section?
No, actually, that was added by our developers according to all of the requirements, and we had and we also added it to the schema first, and it
Okay.
was in collaboration with the development team. So no plugins, unfortunately.
Kevin, it's custom made, unfortunately. You got to talk to PandaDoc developers, I guess, for that. Okay, so we have another question. Do you also link clusters with money pages or just pillars? So is
That's
there
a
linking between?
That's a very good question. I don't think so. You know why? Because we've just worked on the contract so far. For the other
Okay.
we are developing in the process now. So by default, we're adding them, but actually I haven't come from this perspective if money pages should also be linked to clusters. If they have a keyword that that is relevant to the cluster, then of course.
Okay. Are you generating backlinks on service pages or pillar content? How internal linking works for pillar clusters? I think we discussed it a little bit, right? You know, the internal linking for pillar clusters. Generating backlinks on service pages. I'm not really sure what the question is. Like, how do you build backlinks to service pages? Parth, if you can clarify your question, I would really appreciate that. Okay, Keith, we've answered. I think we've missed one question by Lydia. Hi, Lydia. Do you make any content pruning from time to time? How do you decide that a page needs an update and or additional links to it, or should be removed at all? Like it doesn't work for you at this moment. Actually, that's quite an interesting question. You know, I come across some of the SEO experts who are like, okay, we need to remove those pages. Do you ever do that? Like you have a bunch of pages and then you just, you know, cut them off, you just remove them, you know, delete from your CMS. Do you do that?
No, we don't delete the pages. If there are some duplicate pages, or that was quite of a thing when I joined PandaDoc 3 years ago. So we were just putting all the redirects, but also it's very important also to make sure that your the page that you are redirecting are in the same topic, because you can also break the logic behind those redirects. But no, don't delete. And if the page is has been yeah, you see that it was old school, but the keywords that you were updating, trying to optimize for it was actually very great, right? And you see the potential.
Yeah,
then we just
definitely
fully just rewrite from scratch.
Do you guys do like join pages? Like there was, you know, one page and another page, and then you decide to join them, to join the forces, you know, maybe for it to perform better, to make it more comprehensive, like a pillar piece, for example. Is that the case?
Actually, no, we don't do like that. The thing is, we really believe in the strong divide into every different search intent. Unless those two pages are not in the same are not having the same search intent, we don't combine them. So we're just I think as everyone, you know, all the all the SERP, the metrics,
yeah,
to identify the volume, but don't combine.
that's right.
If there are there is no way to get the success for it.
Okay, well, that is, you know, that's interesting because again, there are a lot of SEO experts out there, and sometimes a lot of them, they have different opinions, and it's quite interesting to hear those opinions and, you know, how every person gets to their own success. So I think we are okay. There's Parth on service pages or cornerstone content. Still not clear. Still not clear, Parth. You gotta rephrase it, I think.
I think I can answer your question maybe after the webinar, or connect you to Dennis and Victoria. They will gladly help with like more detailed explanation, if that helps.
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing the follow-up after the event today. And we are going to share our LinkedIn profiles, both Hannah and I, and we are happy to hear your questions if you have them. But I guess if you guys don't have any more questions, I think it's time to wrap up the event, right? Yeah, the recording is going to be available. It's going to be sent to everyone who signed up, because a lot of people couldn't make it today. And they apologized and they were asking for recording. So we'll be doing the follow-up email, and yeah, there will be a recording. There will be a LinkedIn profile link where you can connect with me and Hannah. And thank you so much, Hannah, for joining us today, for sharing so much of your valuable information, valuable tips and tricks. And thank you so much, guys, for choosing to spend this hour with us. We really hope that we are going to see you in the months from now with new speakers. So we continue on, working hard on inviting great speakers, to our event. I hope you guys have a productive month ahead, and I'm sure you are going to have some terrific results with your content updates now that you know all the secrets of Pylon Cluster. Thank you so much, and wishing you to have a great end of the week and a great month ahead. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.